Now the question before us is the distance in kilometer of 40 engineers from their residence to their place of work was found as follows: 5, 3, 10, 20, and so on. Construct a group frequency distribution table with class size 5 for the data given above, taking the first interval of as 0 to 5, 5 not included. What main features do you observe from this tabular representation? What is the question first? This is now the question is that there are 40 engineers in a particular organization, and here the data in respect of the distance which they have to travel while going to office or workplace is mentioned. One engineer is residing at 5 kilometers, another is residing at 3, another is 10, 20, and so on. This is the distance which they have to travel while going to workplace each day. And now, on the basis of this distance which has been given, we are to construct a grouped frequency distribution table. That is, we will not take that, we will write that A is covering the distance of 5 kilometer, B is covering the distance of 6, C is covering the distance of 10. No, we will form the grouped frequency distribution table. That is, we will form the group, that is, say from 0 to 5 kilometer, number of engineers are this. The number of number of engineers who have to travel say 5 to 10 kilometers, the numbers is this. From 10 to 15 kilometers, the number of engineers are this. We will form the grouped frequency distribution table. So now answer. Now first we will have to form grouped frequency distribution table. We will have to form groups. So first, for forming the group, we will have to find out which is the minimum distance a particular engineer has to travel and the maximum distance which an engineer might have to travel to go to office. So first we see minimum distance. Minimum distance is, first we will see here 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Anything less than 3, this is 2. Anything less than 2, 2, no. So we see the minimum distance is 2 and maximum distance you might ask why we are mentioning maximum or minimum distance. We are mentioning the same because on the basis of this distance we will form the groups or the intervals. So the maximum distance is here it is 10, 20, 25, 25, 31, 31, anything more than that, this is 32, anything more than 32, no. So the maximum distance is 32. So now we will form the group frequency distribution table where 2 is covered and 32 is also covered. So this is written that class size is 5 and the first class interval is 0 to 5. So we take intervals as 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15 and so on, and up to we will take 30 to 35 because we will also have to cover the distance of 32 in the distribution table. So here we form the grouped frequency distribution table. So how we will form? First we will write the distance in kilometers. Now we will also have to count the number of persons or the number of engineers who are traveling the particular distance. So here we will only count tally. So here we will actually mention the total of engineers which have to cover the particular distance. So these are the columns which we have to form. So first interval will be 0 to 5, then 5 to 10, then 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 30, and 30 to 35. These will be the groups. We will have to add these lines, because if we do not mark these lines, the tally or what we write may merge with each other and we will not be able to arrive at particular conclusion. So here we have formed the intervals, that is the distance which the engineers have to travel. We have mentioned the same in groups, that is all the engineers who have to travel say up to 5 kilometers will be mentioned here, and all the engineers who travel from 5 to 10 kilometers will be mentioned in the next group. So here it will be the tally and this will be the outer forming of the table. Now it is to be remembered that when we are talking about 0 to 5 kilometers, in this particular interval we will mention only those engineers who travel less than 5 kilometers, and all the engineers who travel 5 or less than 10 will be mentioned in this. That is, 5 will not be counted in the first interval, 10 will not be counted in the second, 15 will not be counted in the 13th, and so on. That is, this which is the highest interval in the particular group will not be counted. 5 will not be counted in this, 10, because this is the convention that we will take here up to 5. That is, all the engineers who travel less than 5 will be counted here. 5 and above, but below 10 will be counted here. So this is to be remembered, because this is the convention by following. Because if we take the engineer who travels up to travel say 5 kilometers, we will take this and we will again take 5 kilometers here again, a particular engineer who travels 5 kilometers, then it will result into duplication. That duplication by way of, say, it is going on, we deal with it in such a way that we take it up to 5. We will not count 5. So now we will say this is the first engineer who travels 5 kilometers. It will be counted here and not here. Now this engineer travels 3 kilometers. It will be counted in this. This is the 10 kilometers. It will be counted here and not here. This is 20. It will be counted in this side here, which is the lowest and not the highest. Highest will be not be considered. Here 20 is taken. 25 will be taken in this class interval. 11 will be considered in this. 13 will be considered in this. 7 will be considered in this class interval. 12 will be considered in this. 31 will be considered in this. 30 to 35. 19, it will fall in between 15 and 20 class group. 12, 10 is to be counted here and not here, as already told. 12 is to be counted here. 17. 17 is to be counted in this 15 to 20. 18. It will be again mentioned here. 11. It will fall 10 to 15. 32. Last group. 17. It will fall 15 to 20. 16. It will fall 15 to 22. It will fall in the first group. 7. It will fall in the second, 5 to 10. 9. It will fall again in the same. 7. It will again fall in the same group. 8. It will again fall in the same group. 5 to 20 class interval. 3. It will be in the first class interval. 5. It will be in the second. 12. It will fall in the 10 to 15 range. 15. It will fall in the 15 to 20 range. 18. It will fall the class interval 15 to 20. 3. This will be in the first 0 to 5. 12. It will fall in 12 to 15 range. 14. It will be in the 10 to 15 class interval. 2. First class interval. 9. It will be in the second class interval 5 to 10. 6. It will be in the second class interval. 15. It will be in between 15 to 20. Again it is 15. It will be again 15 to 20. 7. 5 to 10. 6. It will be again this. And 12. It will be here. Now we will count. This is 5. This is 11. This is 11. 15 to 20. 5 plus 4. These are 9. 20 to 25. The number of engineers who travel 20 to 25 are 1. The number of persons who travel between 25 to 30 are 1. And the number of engineers who have to travel the distance between 30 to 35 are 2. Because we have to count the same. This was 5. This was 5 plus 5 plus 1. 5 plus 5 plus 1. 5 plus 4. 1, 1. And 1 plus 1, 2. So here we count the same, because here it is written as these are the 40 engineers. So now we will here also count, so that we may see that actually we have counted all the engineers. 5 plus 11, 16, 27, 36, 37, 38, 38 plus 2, 40. So we have counted all the engineers. So now what is, again we find that what main features do you observe from this tabular representation? Now we go through this table. What is written here? That the number of engineers who have to travel from 0 to 5 are 5, 5 to 10 are 11, 10 to 15 are also 11. So from this table we find that the maximum number of engineers have to travel the distance up to 15 kilometers. So we observe that most of the engineers have their workplace at the distance of 0 to 15 kilometers. This is the 0, this is the 15, and the number of engineers are 20, 27. So most of the engineers have their workplace at the distance of 0 to 15 kilometers from their houses or from their homes. That is, most of the engineers have to travel in between 0 to 15 kilometers. We also find that these are the minimum figures 1, 1, 2. That is, here there are very few engineers who have to travel the distance in between 20 to 35. So next second point which we find that there are very few engineers whose residence is at the distance of 20 kilometer or more from the workplace. That is, we have observed two things. That is, maximum engineers have to travel only up to 0 to 15 kilometers, and there are only a few engineers who have to travel 20 kilometers or more. Here we have been able to construct a grouped frequency distribution table. We hope you might have understood this question very easily. Thanks for watching. If you like our course, please spare some time to give star rating to our course.